The long-awaited matchmaking update is here, and I'm going to go over it with you. So let's get into it. This update includes a revamp to how the matchmaking system works, as well as an introduction of a new matchmaking mode. You can now choose to play standard mode, which is unranked, or use the new ranked mode introduced in this update. Standard mode. Standard mode provides a lower stakes way to play Deadlock with friends. Without worrying about adjustments to your rank, there are no restriction on party size or skill spread. You can also play this mode to practice new heroes if you're less familiar with, as the matchmaker will adjust the game it puts you in to account for your experience with that hero. That's really good, I like that. Ranked mode. Gives players a new way to queue up for more competitive games against similarly skilled players with higher stakes. Each season, you'll be able to climb ranks and see how far you can go, so I like that there's seasons. It's saying these are all the new icons for the ranks. Each rank has 6, so there's still 6 sub-ranks within each one. But let's get into seasons. To be eligible to queue for ranked mode, you must have at least 60 wins in the standard mode to ensure higher quality games. Ranked mode expects that you have a solid understanding of the hero you play in it, so that the mode only allows you to pick heroes that you have won at least 15 games with in standard mode. I really like this, because people just first timing heroes in ranked is really annoying. You must have at least 3 heroes unlocked for ranked mode to be able to have a valid size roster to queue with. Ranked mode has seasons, with the first season starting today and ending on October 7th, after which the following season will begin. At the conclusion of a season, the highest rank you achieved will be permanently saved in your ranked history page. Future ranked seasons will likely have longer durations with splits in between, so breaks in between the seasons, that's really cool, as well as recency requirements on the heroes played. That's kind of cool, I like that. So it's not just like, I haven't played this hero in 2 years, let me go play them because I have 15 wins on them. I like that. At the start of a season, everyone will enter into a calibration phase for 8 games. All players will have a soft reset on their rank prior, maintaining some history about your previous performance relative to other players to help seed you initially into calibration games. Players can only exit calibration at max rank of Oracle 6. You cannot be in a party during calibration matches. I really like that. Ranked mode will currently only allow for solo or duo parties. If you're in a duo party, both players must be at most 1 rank away from each other. However, Eternus players can only queue with another Eternus player as long as they are within 3 sub-ranks of each other. We recognize that the party size and rank spread limits might be too restrictive, but we want to start off this way and then adjust in the future as needed. I don't think that's ridiculous at all. Like, I hate seeing like people in my games that are like, oh, I'm an Oracle, and I'm like, why are you in my Ascendant games? Like, this is ridiculous. I wouldn't mind it in the non-ranked mode, but when I'm trying to rank up, it can get a little frustrating. So that's fantastic. I love the rank spread. I think that's actually a very good. Honestly, well, the Eternus might be even a little bit much, but that, again, with how they rebalance everything, I could be mistaken on that. This is just my first impressions. A new ranked hub in the hideout allows for all the information about current and past ranked seasons going forward, and allowing you to access global leaderboards and your ranked history. You'll have an item in the hideout to commemorate your season's highest rank achievements when the season is over. So that's really cool. So there's like a little badge for each season, so something to work towards, which I really like, giving some sort of like retention tool, something to grind for instead of just this game is fun, which is what it currently is. Ranked points. When you win or lose a game, you will see your rank points update in a visible progress bar after the end of each match. Each win or loss will grant you about plus minus 250 points on average, though these numbers could vary slightly depending on expectations the matchmaker had for that game or while on a win streak. To progress to the next sub-rank, you need to collect 1,000 rank points for each promotion. However, on the final sub-rank, before moving to a new rank, so that's going from like Mystic 6 to Ritualist 1, requires 2,000 points. Once you reach Eternus 1, there will no longer be a fixed amount of points needed to progress from one sub-rank to the other. Those thresholds will be dynamically updated daily to segment the sub-ranks on a percentile basis. That's really cool. So there's only going to be that means Eternus is actually going to be the, top 1% of players or whatever number they have. I don't have that. I don't know what it is right now. There's also ranked loss protection when playing ranked. Fantastic. You have 5 games of loss protection when on the boundary of a full rank. So if you're at Mystic 1 with 0 rank points, you will maintain the Mystic badge until you lose 5 games before dropping to Sentinel. 5 games seems like a bit much, but maybe it's like not in a row. Maybe that's more of a if you lose 5 games without winning to get back up to the thing. Okay. So I think that's actually what that means. That makes sense. Additionally, when you're on a sub-rank boundary, you have a 2-game loss protection. Okay, so Mystic 3 with 0 rank points, you have 2 games of loss protection before dropping to Mystic 2. That's cool. Entering a match and hero selection. We think the ability to queue with a very specific hero in mind is an important and popular feature with most players. Like me, I'm basically a page 1 trick at this point, although I've been trying to expand that. And even more so in ranked, where it is critical that everyone has a good understanding of how to pilot their selected hero. By having hero selections done in advance of the game formation, we are able to utilize the matchmaker on the back end to mix and match players from a large queue to meet everyone's preferences, such that players are able to get the hero they want, while also allowing us to create a reasonable team composition. As part of this update, we've done some improvements on the matchmaker's ability to create solid team compositions. This is also something we expect to improve over time as the player pools grow and more heroes are released. The matchmaker will have more opportunities to create balanced matches with good team compositions, while also increasing the chance you get the hero in your highest priority. I think that's really interesting. So there is no draft, and it's just going to be like queuing like we normally do. But that's kind of awesome. That's why we've been asking, is Victor a good non-healing support? All that information, I think, is what they've been collecting, and I hope there are some really good improvements. Not that there have been, like, really bad. There's been a few games where I've just looked at the comp and went, oh, we lost. But for the most part, it's been pretty good. So here, however, we also recognize that in the long term, even the matchmaker won't always be able to do a great job on this depending on who is queuing at specific times, especially at ranks or regions where the queue is much thinner. As such, with this ranked update, we are introducing the ability to change your heroes in the pre-game phase. Okay, so that kind of fixes that. So if you do get like a really horrible team comp, you have the option to swap. And there's also a pre-game phase, which is cool. Once you enter a new ranked match, you will see a breakdown of the ranks of all players in the game. You will then enter a pre-game waiting area where you can control your hero. During this time, you can choose to change your given hero to any other hero that hasn't been selected. To any hero. There we go. Continue reading the sentence and it answers my question. As long as you have that hero unlocked for ranked play. The primary purpose of this is to allow players to quickly adjust their team's hero composition to make any improvements they see fit. This is not intended to be primarily a counter-picking feature, as much as just a quick way to improve your team's general hero composition. This is not intended to be primarily a counter-picking feature as much as just a quick way to improve your team's general hero composition, while still making it easy for players to have their preferred and most comfortable heroes in ranked by default. As such, there isn't a live update of what heroes the enemy team is changing into. You will only see their initial hero composition. If you end up swapping into a hero that the enemy team happens to also have swapped into before you will get an error and then be able to select a different hero. Otherwise, you will be given that hero. Each player can only swap into a new hero once. You can also use the new pre-game waiting area to adjust your starting lanes. You won't be able to use zipline swaps after this. Pauses will be disabled until 2 minutes after the game fully starts, so make sure to do any adjustments you want to either your roster or lanes during the new pre-game waiting area. Additionally, in ranked mode, the total numbers of heroes banned in a given game is increased from 2 to 3, and the algorithm has been improved. That's awesome. More bans, because that's fantastic, because there's a lot of heroes that are just ridiculous right now. This game does have a bit of a balance issue. Like, the top S tier heroes and like the D tier heroes are just, the gap between them is insane. Abandons and penalties. You cannot queue for ranked if you have an active sanction on your account, so low priority, comms ban, etc. If a player abandons a game before 5 minutes, the game will be marked as safe to leave and voided for all players except the leaver and their party. The game will count as a loss for the leaver and their party, and the abandoning player will receive leaver penalties. So that's interesting. I don't really know if I like that idea of the party for the 5 minute ban, like the 5 minute ones. I don't know if I like the idea of the party getting punished too. But I guess it's a way to encourage people, like if you're queuing in a party, hey, don't leave me. Like this is like, I'm going to get punished too. It's an extra incentive to stay. But I find most disconnects before 5 minutes are usually like game crashes and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly how I feel about that one. We'll have to see how it plays out. If a player abandons a game after 5 minutes, that player will receive leaver penalties and their party will have the game count as a loss. Other players on the abandoning player's team will have their game voided and are safe to leave without punishment. However, if they stay and win the game, it will be counted as a win. If all players on the abandoning team leave, the game will automatically end and be counted as a win for the opposing team. So that's nice. So if everyone, like if the abandoned thing, like, oh, you're safe to leave now, and everyone leaves, the game just ends. You don't actually have to finish the game, which was really annoying before. If you're on the opposing non-abandoning team, you will play the game out as normal. However, if a player on that team then abandons as well, they will be penalized just like the first abandoning player / party. And the above rules kick in for the opposing team now as well. In this case, none of the remaining players on either team will have their game count as a loss, and you will only get a win if your team finishes and wins the game. Leaver penalties start with queue timeouts and escalate into increasing amounts of low priority games. So that's really cool. So if someone on both teams leave, then it kind of like cancels out. That's very interesting. I do like that. That's a very good change. Leaderboards. This update includes a few changes to the requirement to appear on the leaderboards. For the global leaderboards, the game count requirements in the last 30 days has increased from 50 to 75. For the hero-specific leaderboards, the game count requirement on the hero in the last 30 days has increased from 20 to 30. There is also a new requirement for hero-specific leaderboards where you must have at least 100 lifetime wins on that hero to be considered. Rollout. This new system is live right now. However, we expect the next week or so to be very rocky as the ranked matchmaking pool will start off very thin, with most players not having the unlock requirements done yet. This will have significant effects on queue times and match quality until things stabilize. It will also take some time for players to calibrate and move into the appropriate spots. We will be closely monitoring the matchmaker during this time, but we want players to be aware that both queue times, match quality, and team composition quality will need some time to ramp up. Given the large rewrite involved in this update, we are also expect that it will take a couple days to iron out bugs. So yeah, overall, I think this is a really good update. I'm a little sad we didn't see a draft system, but there are also some issues as to like, if you queue with players that all want to play, say, the M1 carry role, then you end up with 6 carries on a team, and then that's just horrible. So I think what they've done is a really good way of implementing ranked. Maybe once you get more heroes, you can maybe have a little bit more defined rules, and then we could go into a draft and ranked queue. But I think the way they've done it now has been totally fine. There are some issues with, getting bad comps, but that's why they have the you being able to switch, which is great. I think this update is fantastic, and it's exactly what I was hoping for out of the matchmaking update. If you want to come join my Discord, we can talk there about that, and I can give you my thoughts in a couple of days after playing this to see how it feels. But yeah, this is fantastic update, and I'm really excited to play it. Okay, bye.